Yo, what's going on, fellas? So welcome back to another video. As you can see from the title below, in usual style, let's dive right in. So I'm actually holding the phone right now, so don't pardon me if it's shaky or not, but let's get into it. So obviously, when it comes to this, having a masculine aesthetic physique, not being overlooked, especially when it comes to women, or even at your job space, everyone's searching for the magic pill. Everyone's searching for the one thing to change it all. Everyone's thinking maybe if I buy a certain type of clothes, maybe if I buy this expensive ass fucking car, maybe maybe I just don't have enough status, and if I just beg and please and have certain people around me, then people will take me serious. When in actual reality, the real fucking cheat code comes from the physique, guys. That's the fucking cheat code. Because all the work that you put into building that physique, all that work that you put in on building that masculine aesthetic physique, it does the work for you. The moment you enter a room, 100%. The physique puts the work in. The physique does the work for you. But not a lot of people get that. And they'll go year on year, month by month, staying invisible, being overlooked. Why? Simply because, truthfully, you don't look capable of doing it. You simply don't. To the outside world. To your boss. To the girls that you truly want. You'll be invisible. So if that sounded like you right now, definitely stick around to the end of this video, because I'm going to be dropping gem after gem in terms of why that is and how you can overcome it. So let's start with point one. So with point number one, the first thing, guys, you have to realize, no one knows your bank account. No one knows what car you drive, when you first enter a spot, right? The first thing people are going to look at is your physique. The physique is the thing that commands that respect, commands that attention. And it's not through the money, guys. And whether you have those things, that's great, but those are just usually just tools. Tools around of assets that you have. But the first thing everyone's gonna notice is the physique. Women are gonna gravitate towards it. Your peers are gonna notice that first thing, the very first thing. So when it comes to just understanding that, you have to put in the work. It's the first thing that puts the foot in the door. It's the very first thing that people are going to notice. So that's why it's so important to realize that all these external things don't really matter to begin with. So let's bring it back to another point. They will say with status, right? They'll say with status you can acquire the things you want. Being the popular motherfucker and, just going by through. I'll tell you one thing right now. That shit will fade quickly, especially if you think like all this popularity shit and, you thinking that you can go through your way. I'm telling you guys, that shit fades very fast. Because one thing throughout my experience, especially when it came to high school, all the motherfuckers who were popular, I had the high status, didn't think they needed to work on themselves because they thought this brief period of time in their life was going to extend throughout the years of living. And they got a real dose of reality check. Because once you're out into the real world, the world will show you where you rank. Immediately. Because now you're not in a coddled environment of being told when to show up to class, when to turn in that assignment. Today's a warning. You'll get detention if you don't show up. But no, the real world exposes everything. It doesn't tell you to get up for your job. It doesn't tell you, hey, rent's on time. No, rent is just going to be on that date. And if you don't have it, you'll get some fees. Fee after fee until it's paid off. And eventually, if you don't catch up to those payments, you're kicked out. Your job, they're not telling you to show up on time. They're giving you an exact time to show up. And if you don't, you'll get warnings. After that, they'll fire your ass. Straight up. So if you guys think that, and on top of just money, you think status is going to get you through, it's simply not. Because you can't buy respect. You can't buy respect. Respect is earned. Respect is simply earned. So how can the physique earn you that respect? The physique earns you that respect because you show up for yourself every single day. The physique commands that respect because it signals out to people discipline, structure. So when you don't have fitness in your life and you're depending on these two external things, money and status, those shits come and go. That's just the simple truth. But when it comes to working on your physique, that shit is fucking earned. Whether you like it or not, that shit is fucking earned. So when you earn that, you are rewarded throughout the world, because remember what I said, the world will always remind you where you rank. So when you're on point, doing everything that you need to do, showing up on the days that you don't even want to, those are just stacking up points that compound throughout your life with everything that you do. Whether it's work, whether it's your finances, whether it's working on that business, whether it's putting in time, effort, getting that promotion at work, getting the attention that you seek, not only through women, but being able to help people around you, being valuable amongst your community, amongst your peers, amongst your family, which is most important. Family and future family. If you plan to have one, best believe you have to put it in that work. You have to earn it each and every single day. So when you don't have those things, when you don't have structure within your life, let alone fitness, when you don't have any of those things, you're basically playing your life on hard mode each and every single day. And the world will keep reminding you until you do something about it. So let me bring it on to my next point. So going to that next point, you wonder why opportunities are so limited to you. But you don't realize when you don't have structure, when you're not putting in the work on the daily, your energy is just off, guys. Your energy is off. It's slowed down. It's shut down. Constantly just, you're just in a weak frame. Someone says what up to you, you go, you're just irritated, you're frustrated, you're just low energy, you're just, oh, I'm good. You think a motherfucker like that, gets anything out of life? Moping, feeling sorry for yourself? It doesn't. It really doesn't. You can't, you don't get respect that way. But when you're constantly low energy, low frame, even through your clothes, guys, because the physique enhances the clothes, you guys thinking it's all about this designer and getting dripped out head to toe and stuff. When someone with a great physique can just pick up a black shirt in Walmart and speak volumes. Both of y'all in the same room. Both of you in the same room. But his presence alone speaks volumes over your designer shit. And you're frustrated and wondering why. It's simply because your frame is weak. You're craving the attention. While you crave, his physique demands. Naturally. Without spending a dime. His physique just commands it. So if you think in terms of just like wondering why everything's so limited to you, because to be quite frank, you just don't look like the man that's capable. You don't look like the man who's ready to take on anything in terms of life with anything that you do through your physique, through your frame, through your energy. That's the bottom line. You don't look capable. You aren't capable. You're simply not. Which brings it on to my next point. You say you want this change. You know, you're lost, you're confused, you're wondering, well, what do I do? What do I do? I'm telling you, go to the gym. I'm telling you, seek guidance. If you're lost, have some kind of structure. You know, and that's what having that physique does, guys. That's why I'm emphasizing it so much in this video and onwards out in my channel. Because the true thing that the masculine aesthetic does is it gives you that identity shift. Thinking that all these external things matter when in reality, your physique can speak for itself. Your physique speaks, demands, attracts. So with all those traits, you have an identity shift within yourself. Because all the years, each rep having a compounding effect in months, years, decades, you are a completely different person. You start attracting the woman you truly want. Businesses, and whether it's work or your own, you start having more opportunities coming your way. With your peers, you get rid of toxic, negative people amongst you because you don't have time for any of that. You won't have time for any of that. Because you'll start to realize as you put in work and your identity shifts, all those old habits that you did, you start realizing that they were no good for you. They were no good for you. But going back to my point with the peers, other people, or just in general, other people will notice that identity shift. And a lot of people aren't going to resonate with that. A lot of people are going to be fearful. When in reality, it's because, deep down, it's because they can't realize, they can't fathom, they can't understand how you were able to do it. When the whole time you could have been preaching, yo, let's start hitting the gym together. Yo, let's change our lives. But you know what it is? Because they aren't capable. They aren't capable of doing any of those things. But you can. Because you realize in the beginning it was hard. But later on, you realize the reason why it was hard is because you couldn't identify yourself with that. You couldn't identify yourself as the fit dude. You couldn't identify yourself as the leader. Always the follower. Always the yes man. Always, I don't know. No structure, no plan, no purpose, which every man needs, a purpose. So when you don't have any of that, and you're starting You're starting off your journey. The identity of your current state is what you're fighting each and every single day until you break out of that, which a lot of people can't do. A lot of people can't do. So once you do it, do not expect for others to feel the same. If anything, they're going to start hating. They're going to start looking at you different. Why? Because you're radiating at such a high frequency positivity of energy, constant energy too. You're being positive, you know, anywhere you go, you're just resonating good energy, and your peers see that. And to them, it's scary. But for you, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but in some sense, I believe deep down, when you're in that position, when your aura, as motherfuckers would like to say in this era, as your aura is just displayed each and every single day, and you finally change your identity to be this person that you admire, it's like deep down, you know, like you're not surprised as you were in the beginning of your journey, because you finally realize, well, if I'm putting all this work, I'm gaining all this attention, I'm attracting good things my way, you know, I'm having opportunities come my way, but I knew the work I put in years before. Why would I be surprised? But a lot of people will mistaken that for arrogance, cocky, humble yourself, as they say. But you already know what I think about humbleness down to this channel. You can go look at that video. Fuck being humble. You should be proud of the work that you put in, and you deserve the opportunities that are coming your way. That's simple. Point blank. And it's going to irritate a lot of people. So when I say your peers are going to notice it, don't be surprised if there have been snakes amongst your fucking garden. But it's up to you to get rid of that. And the only way how is once you have the identity shift, because now you became the man who doesn't tolerate any of that. You became the man that you admire to be, that you needed to be. And once you have that, you start taking out the weeds out. You start cleaning up the garden that you built. You start taking care of everything around you. And every negative thing, everything that's holding you back, it's up to you now with your new identity shift. It's up to you now to get rid of it one by one. Because let me tell you something, if you don't and you let it continue to if you just continue to look the other way, turn the cheek, don't pay it no mind, those fucking snakes will do anything to get you back to where they see you as a nobody, invisible. Because misery loves company, guys. It really does. So I'll leave this video up. I'll leave this video here, man, with all the things I've talked about, with all the benefits you gain through putting in the work. Understand that there is no room for weakness. Because if you don't understand it, there's no room for weakness. And if you don't understand that, you'll forever be stuck. You'll forever be confused. You'll forever not have things go your way. So what will you do at that point? You'll just continue on doing the same things you've been doing for years. expecting different results, flipping through your favorite Netflix series, going out in the weekends with friends who are just keeping you down, wanting no change, continuing accepting women that you really don't find attractive, that you really don't want to settle for. You'll be stuck with all that until you do something about it, until you start taking your physique serious, until you start taking your life serious. So that's all for today's video, folks. I really hope that you finally decide to wake up and start seeking some help, or start taking the gym serious. Start saving your money. Stop going to these clubs, bars, wasting money you don't have. Seeking validation, seeking approval, thinking that it's about the money and the status, when in reality you can have all that and then some with a physique. Don't wait. Don't wait until it's too late. That's all I have to say, guys. Do not wait until it's too late. Because you deserve the life you truly want. You deserve excellence. You deserve to be proud of the person that you see in the mirror each and every single day. Because I can tell you something, guys. I've been there. I've been overlooked. I've been disrespected. Always wondering why. And it wasn't until I decided to finally make that change for myself, put in the work of my physique. So then now it gives me opportunities, especially in business, especially on everyday life, especially in the way people treat me now compared to back then. And you can do the same thing. So I'm telling you, don't wait. Don't wait, man. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll be dropping a lot more game in terms of life, fitness, women. And if you're someone right now who's looking for that guidance in terms of working on their physique, there'll be a link down below where you can click and book a call with me and my team. So if that is in any interest of you, be sure to click that link, book in that call, and absolutely be ready to change your fucking life. But that's all for today, guys. I'll be back with another video. See you.